How is everybody doing this morning? How is everybody doing this morning? Ladies and gentlemen, give me 30 seconds whilst I pull up my notes. My laptop literally just came on. So give me 30 seconds whilst I pull up my notes. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I really apologize for being late to this morning motivational call. I had some technical difficulties with my phone and my laptop was in my car, but I'm going to rush into the training, right? Today I want to talk about something, right? I want to talk about something that is dear to my heart because everything starts and ends with mindset, right? Success. Success is not something we attain. Success is something we pursue, right? Can I get someone type in the comment section? You pursue success. You pursue success. You pursue success. You pursue success. Right? You never achieve it. The reason I'm saying that is success is subjective, right? And at times, whenever we get a little bit of success or we get to a level where we feel we've achieved success, we end up backsliding or we end up stop doing what we did to get a success. So success is a moving target. It's a moving target. So staying still, staying the same is not going to work. Never mistake the beginning of success for its arrival, right? Success is a moving target. Success is a moving target. You got to keep going, right? You can never get to the point where you over personal develop. You can never get to the point where you overwork out. You can never get to the point where you over eat clean. You can never get to the point where you oversell products. You can never get to the point where you over recruit. It's a moving target, right? So you always got to keep that in mind because if something is not growing, it's dying. It's no in between. If something is not growing, it's dying. Success is a moving target. So never mistake the beginning of success for its arrival. I've done this in the past. I've made mistakes in the past. I'm sure you have too. Where you attain a level of success and you feel you've made it, right? And that is how you lose it. So you never mistake the beginning of success for its arrival. So wherever you are in life right now, in business, in your personal life, your frustrations is not going to go away unless you use that as fuel. Your frustrations is not going away unless you use it as fuel. To avoid long-term problems, you must accept short-term discomfort. To avoid long-term problems, you must accept short-term discomfort. So what is short-term discomfort? Sorry. These allergies, man. So to avoid long-term problems, what is short-term discomfort? Short-term discomfort pretty means sacrificing something for now, sacrificing what you want for what you need, right? Sacrificing what you want for what you need. So avoid long-term problems, avoid short-term discomfort. Sacrificing what you want for what you need. What do you want? You want to watch TV. What do you want? What do you want? You want to go to a party every weekend. What do you want? You want to have fun. You want to party. You want to do X, Y, and Z. You want to do so many things, right? Non-income producing activities. You want to hang with friends. You want to spend more time with family, right? right? You want to go to a cookout all the time. You want to watch movies, Netflix, instead of personal development. That is what you want. What do you need to do? You need to sell some products. What do you need to do? You need to recruit. What do you need to do? You need to lock in. What do you need to do? You need to work out, right? I woke up this morning. I was at Starbucks all day yesterday working on my business, right? I left my laptop in my car. I totally forgot I left my laptop in my car. I woke up this morning. My phone was dead. And so I lost the track of time. In that moment, I was just trying to find my laptop. I looked at my watch. I was like, oh, because I set my alarm for 8:15. I woke up around 8:20. I looked at my watch. As I'm trying to find my laptop, I look at my watch and it's 8:30. And I'm like, damn, I'm about to be late. Trying to find my laptop. It's 8:31. I'm like, okay, I'm going to just do this call on my phone. Boom, my phone is dead. I connected to the charger for it to come on so I can communicate and let everybody know I'll be late. In that moment, something was like, why don't you tell Chris or Aisha that you won't be able to do the call? But I'm like, no, Albert, that's an excuse. That's a well-planned lie. You better have been late than have been present, right? You have to sacrifice what you want for what you need. I'm like, no, you commit to doing this every single Thursday for the next 100 days. I'm like, I'd rather be late. If anybody's been to where I live on the 11th floor. I rush all the way down to my car, come back. I'm just giving an example. At times, we be in states where we end up forgetting what we really need, and we end up doing what we want. You could be logged into a diet, right? And you wake up and you want to eat some bad, something that is not on your diet. You want to just go ahead and devour a cheat meal when you haven't earned it. That is what you want. Or what you need is to stick to your plan, right? At times you wake up and your game plan is to sell 10 products. You sell 4 and you get lazy. And you end up saying, you know what? I want to sell products. I want to watch a movie. Or you tell yourself, I've sold 4 products. I could chill. That is what you want. But what you need is to keep going. You have the goal list of building a list of 200 people. You build a list of 40. And you tell yourself, I think I've done enough. No, that is what you want. Right? What you need is to keep going. Listen, our bodies have been made for comfort. Right? Our bodies were made not to go through pain. So whenever you do something strenuous, your body tells your mind it hurts, so stop. Whenever you're working out, you can't push no more, but your body's telling your mind to stop. But that's where growth happens, right? When you're working out, when you feel you're so tired you can't go, that is where muscle building happens. So when you're going through life and adversity hits and you feel so stressed, that is where growth happens. You guys get where I'm going with this? When adversity hits, when you're going through life and you feel you can't keep going, that is where growth happens. When you're going through life and you can't keep going, that is where growth happens. When you're going through life and you feel you cannot keep going, that is where growth happens. Before something grows, it comes back down, right? So there's always a setback for a comeback. Before something gets bigger, it has to take a step back for you to regroup, right? Whenever you go into adversity, that's opportunity for growth. So your frustrations wouldn't go out anywhere unless you use it as full. I don't care what it is that you're going through. I don't know everybody's problems. But I understand the principles of life. Your frustrations is not going to go anywhere to use it as fuel. Avoid long-term problems. Accept short-term discomfort. So, listen, I've been homeless. I've been broke. Vida Divina changed my life. Financially, my health has gotten better. Like, I don't know the last time any of y'all saw me. This is the smallest I've ever been in the last 10 years. And I just look at myself, I'm like, Albert, you one sexy young man. I know I'm being funny right now, but I'm just keeping it real. When you lock in and you use your frustrations as fuel, right? When you lock in and whatever it is you're going through mentally, you use that as fuel. I started this year, I'm going to drop 50 pounds in 4 months. I haven't dropped 50 pounds, I've dropped 44 pounds. And I'm 2 weeks away from 4 months. 2.5 weeks away from 4 months. So I'm on track. And nothing mattered. Cut out everything else, focus on business and the gym. I'm seeing results. Why? Because I use my frustration for fuel. Right? So what is your story? What is something that you are going through that frustrates you so much? Do you hate the fact that you always late on bills? Do you hate the fact that you're broke? How are you willing to be uncomfortable? You know, I was talking to Chris last night for about an hour. We're just masterminding. And we both was like, yo, we don't like where we are right now. We got to turn it up a notch. Right? And it's just really go to work. And that's what we're doing. So what is it that you're going through that frustrates you? How can you use that as fuel? Right? How can you use that as fuel? So you always got to ask yourself, what is your goal? What do you need? And keep doing what you need to do versus what you want. Right? My health is getting better, it's continuing to get better. Right? So now ask yourself, like, look at yourself in 6 months. May, June, July, August, September. By November comes here. You're making $10,000 a month. You are a sapphire making 10 grand a month. How is your life going to be? Just look at yourself. You're a sapphire, 10,000 a month. How is your life going to be? Those are conversations you need to entertain. Those are ideas you need to entertain. 6 months from now, you are a diamond making $30,000 a month. How is your life going to be? Right? What is your mission? What do you need to do? Your mission is to set people free. Right? So, success, like I said, is a moving target. First, you must have desire. Like, you must have a burning sensation, desire. What is desire? Desire means nothing matters. I must do this. You do it hungry, you do it tired, you do it sick, you do it late, you do it early, it doesn't matter, do it. Right? Because it's not about, listen, you cannot only do this business on days you're motivated, y'all. You can only go to the gym on days you're motivated. You cannot only personal develop on days you're motivated. You cannot only sell products on days you're motivated. Consistency bring back your motivation. It's certain times I don't want to go to the gym, but I just look at my plan. I'm like, Albert, time will pass anyway. Guys, I'm about to go spend 7 months in Africa. 7. From August 20th all the way through March 20th. I'm going to go to, I'll be in Africa, and I'm doing 100 meetings between August 20th and November 20th. Christmas break for 1 month, and another 100 meetings from January 20th all the way through March 20th. Time will pass anyway. Why? Because 11 months from now, it's going to be March 20th. And 2 things will happen. I'll either be a triple diamond or I'll be frustrated at everything because I didn't do what I had to do to become a triple diamond. 11 months from now, you're going to be mad about the choices you made if you know how to go. The time will pass. Guys, what's the time? What's the time right now? It's 8:54. Let's all be quiet for 1 minute till it gets to 8:55. I want to show you guys something. Let me just shut up. I'll start talking when it's 8:55. It's 8:55. The time passed, right? So in that, you see the time is 8:55. So I could have either been working or bullshitting. I chose to keep quiet and bullshit for 1 minute instead of work. And guess what? The time passed anyway. A lot of people complain about things that don't matter. Time will pass. So you got to have that burning desire. A lot of people have excuses, fair excuses. Time will pass anyway. In a year, your kids will be happy. Let me tell you something, man. I'm 31 years old. And I really don't remember certain things that happened to me before I was 7. I don't. Right? Your family will be, listen, there was moments in my life where family couldn't even get contact with me because I was on the road building my business. I hit Double Diamond and bought my mother a car for Mother's Day. That's when I hit Double Diamond. The first time I hit Diamond, I helped her build a school. Do you think she worries about the times I couldn't spend time with her and I was focused on my business? She was so happy I did that, right? So you got to have a burning desire. What is your why? What keeps you up every day? What makes you not sleep at night? Why must you do this? That is one. You got to have skills. Skills. You got to multiply that by faith. That's success. So desire, burning desire. Like, nobody should inspire you or motivate you to work. You are hungry. You're here for a reason. You are hungry. That, my friend, is called burning desire. Then skills. Right? Then multiply that by faith, knowing if you have the desire, you apply the skills we're teaching you, and you believe in yourself, you're going to have some success. Take action. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Who are you listening to? Are you on training calls every single morning? Are you on training calls every Monday night? Who's your mentor? Right? What strategy are you using for success? Faith. Look at your life from the end goal. All the struggles you're going through right now will be worth it. Right? The seed never looked like the harvest. So you need that faith. Ladies and gentlemen, and once you have those three things, desire, skills, faith, success must manifest. Right? So at this point, I want to unmute somebody. Raise your hand. I need somebody to share with us that take away from today's call, and we go from there. So raise your hand. I want to unmute somebody. Raise your hand, and let's go from there. Raise your hand, raise your hand, raise your hand, raise your hand, and I'm going to unmute you. Raise your hand so you can share with me your takeaway. Raise your hand so you can share with me your takeaway. Christine, I've asked you to unmute.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Good morning. You hearing me?
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My takeaway is consistency. You have to be consistent. You have to love what you do. You have to go out there and like a lady, one of my friends, she was sick, and I was telling her about the tea, and she wasn't interested. She wasn't listening to me. But I take it up on my head and I go to her and I make the tea for her and I left her with it. And now she is so happy. Yes, she's telling people about it. And the tea has helped her so very much. You just have to love what you do. Go out, even sometimes you went out there, you'll talk to people, you would feel so bad to how they react to you. But you just have to be consistent, love what you do. That is my little takeaway for this morning.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you. Love what you do. Fall in love with the journey. Instead of man that likes walking in the journey, the goals, if you love walking during the journey, the goals will happen by default. Right? Like if you do the work, the 10,000 a month is gonna happen. The 15 to 20,000 or 5,000 a month is gonna happen because you're doing the work. You love the journey. So Christine, thank you. Can I get one more person to share that takeaway? One more person. One more person. One more person. Share your takeaway, please. If not, I'm going to have to end this call. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a big thank you to everybody for coming onto this call. Let's go out there and dominate. Let's focus on what we need versus what we want. Let's change lives. Let's change our... Oh, Aisha. Okay, hold on. Aisha. Aisha, I've actually on mute.
You spoke to my soul this morning, let me tell you. Because for a minute, for a while now, I guess ever since I had a Simba, my volume has been on a decline. But I know that is because I need, and I'm talking about the volume that I produce in sales. I usually do 1,500 to 3,000 in volume easily. And it's been on a decline because of this weight. And it's not that I can't sell product with this weight. I can. It's just harder. So if you're listening to me right now, you're struggling with sales and you're plus size or you're not in shape, it is so much harder if you don't control yourself. So this call spoke to me because on the basis of self-discipline and being consistent and putting off what I really want for what I need to do, I have taken pride in the fact that I think it, I want it, I do it. I've started to live like that ever since I became an entrepreneur because I don't want to ever have to tell me or a Simba no. But what I realize is living like that is causing me to not be disciplined. And so if I think of a fish sub, I go and order a fish sub. And it's like I have to stop doing that because it's holding me back with my weight goals. My weight goals is holding me back because people are looking to say, if you sell weight loss products, why aren't you slim? Why aren't you in shape? And another thing about that, aside from the look, people take you more serious when they see that you're in shape and you're fit and you're slim, or at least working on it, because it shows that you have the discipline to be worked with. a lot of people, even jobs will look at that. Jobs will look at you and say, this person looks lazy. This person looks like I can't depend on them. And so all of this call spoke to me, because before I even got on this call, I was really thinking like, I got to get back to it, because the more I lose weight, the more I make sales without even having to explain myself. The conversation goes, what do you use? All right, let me get it. Easily, 1,000,000 times a day. And so I'm putting out content, I'm meeting people, but they don't believe as much as they need to believe, because they're not seeing it on me. Even though I'm telling them this could do this can do that, but they saying, why isn't it doing it for you? So imagine that for yourself. If your skin isn't looking good, if you have a big belly, if you have low energy, if you aren't showing it, how is who you are, where you are affecting your business. Your sales will skyrocket if you cut out the rice, cut out the bread, cut out the juice, cut out the soda, discipline yourself, really use the Life Adam and Detox Tea for 90 days. Watch what happens. And so, yeah, I'm about to get back on it for real, because it's either that or I'm going to have to get a job, because I have a son and I need to buy a house. So when you look at my options, it's either lose weight or get a job. I mean, which one would you choose? All right, back to you, Albert.
Great. So that's a very, very powerful realization you just had, and this is where I am with it, right? Because whatever you're going through right now, I was going through that towards the end of the year. I'm like, okay, Albert, once you get your health in order, every pound I lose, I was like, Albert, you better lose 50 pounds. I looked at it as every pound is equivalent to anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 a year extra. And when I say a year, not just at one time. So I'm like, Albert, if you lose 50 pounds and you document your journey, every pound is $5,000 to $10,000. So meaning, me losing 50 pounds is going to make me an extra $250,000 to $500,000 a year, because I know that we're not in the business of just selling products. We're in the business of selling products, building believers, and building an organization. And I can be fat, 300 pounds, talking about Vida Divina, and sign people, or I could be in the best shape of my life, show the progress, and still preach Vida Divina, and people are going to gravitate to me. And in between that, I'm going to find my next Aisha Queen. In between that, I'm going to find my next Clinton Daly. In between that, I'm going to find my next Simone Williams. In between that, I'm going to find my next Christopher Thomas. And now that 4 months of doing what I needed to do versus what I wanted can make me income for the next 5 years. And that is how you got to be thinking. So every single time you put that donut in your mouth, right? Every single time you skip the gym, every single time you don't take a product, every single time you eat a slice of pizza, you're stealing money from yourself. Because we're not like regular 9-to-5ers that can go to work and get a check. And even that, they got to keep going to work every single time. But so because of that, weight loss or how they look doesn't pertain to that income. So being in shape is like a job description for us, right? And that is how I was starting to think. I was starting to think like there's a business right here. How I look is part of my business, right? And this can help you build long-term wealth. So, yeah. So Aisha, thanks for that realization. And guys, I'm excited that we had this call this morning. So see you all at the top, because the bottom is too crowded. Thank you.